to work together, to sit side by side, because we aren't just dreamers, we're doers too.
These issues we're facing aren't just youth issues. They aren't just adult issues. They are community issues.
We're not interested in a seat at the kids' table. Give us a challenge and let us share our ideas, and we will rise to the occasion.
Because we're smart and we are caring, and youth are just as much a part of our communities as adults are.
We don't just want to be youth-friendly. We want to be community-friendly, people-friendly. We are a valuable entity to tap into, to evolve, and to move forward with. We are a unique perspective to fuel the fire.
We aren't just youth. We're opportunities. We're hope.
We're energy, we're innovation, and we are a plethora of information.
We're a driving force. We're transformation. We're diversity. We're creativity.
We are a turning point. We aren't just the future. We are the here and the now. We never stop learning. We are the questions, and we might just be the answers too. We are partners in building a sustainable and a prosperous community.
Together.
I'm Anna, and I'm from Squamish.
I'm Vanessa, and I'm from Squamish.
I'm Hannah from Banff.
And I'm Krista from Banff. So on June 4th, 2013, 18 youth gathered from across Canada in Winnipeg to learn about the impact of youth engagement in communities across Canada. We did some research on the group of 18, what we like to call ourselves a group of 7 plus 11. We did some research to see what we could bring to the table. Between the 18 of us, we speak over 10 languages. We have a combined 23 university degrees or degrees to come. We have traveled to all continents, excluding Antarctica, and are involved in too many groups, activities, and clubs to possibly count. Combined, we have worked for Google, BC Elections, CSI Las Vegas, Parks Canada, Free the Children, and have started numerous charities, organizations, and clubs. Only 2 of us have paid positions in our community foundations, and the rest of us are volunteers. If this is the potential in our group of 18, imagine the potential in your communities. From the wise words of Anne-Marie McLaron, we're all for community, and you better be too. And if you say this, you better live by it.
18 youth represented their community foundations this week. However, we have 191 community foundations nationally. So why don't we have over 200 youth delegates here? His Excellency, the Right Honorable David Johnson asked us, how do you transmit the concept of equality from generation to generation? Well, you do it by educating and involving youth. So we call upon you, the 191 community foundations across Canada, to inspire and to bring a youth delegate to the next conference. We hope to We are really excited for 2015 to see our group of 18 grow to over 200. Little did we know that when we came together to create our own family of inspirational, action-oriented youth, we never imagined that we'd become so close. And it doesn't just end here. We are looking forward to tomorrow, to the work and the dedication we will put in to make stronger communities and to make youth a vital part of all of our communities. We are discussing developing regional and national representatives, national newsletters to portray the impacts that youth are having in their communities in order to demonstrate the effectiveness of this conference. Through this newsletter, we hope to portray to all foundations what we are doing and why the investment of sending youth here is a smart one. A lot of what we've been discussing this week is about how to engage youth. Well, you don't have to be a youth engagement officer to talk to and to inspire youth. Just talk to us. Ask us what we're inspired by, what we're passionate about, and play to our strengths. But most importantly, listen to us. Listen to what we need, because we are experts of our own situations. Much like the spirit of Manitoba mentioned yesterday at lunch, we don't do things because it's easy. We do things because it's what we believe in. As Gail Asper said, we could have settled for good enough, but good enough doesn't attract the world. It doesn't inspire. And like Dr. Izzy Asper, we don't strive for mediocrity or tolerance. We strive for understanding and collaboration.
What does youth even mean? Technically, I'm not a youth, but I'm here in the youth portion because I am so passionate about youth and about the importance of youth in our communities. If you can get kids involved at a very young age in the community, volunteering and caring becomes part of our culture, part of our intrinsic selves. Through one of our favorite women, Barbara Colarosa, we've learned to do good because good is good to do. I once knew a girl that I guess you could say had not been dealt a great hand of cards. She was 16 years old. That's where it gets a little emotional. She was 16 years old, growing up in a lower than low income family, lost and making poor decisions with her life choices. Those who she surrounded herself with couldn't be more of the opposite of positivity, and the hobbies she had become involved in were leading her down a very dead-end road. We all know cases such as these, and as we know, many of those do not end well. Now, insert a man by the name of Jay Haddad, the camp director of a place where she called home, away from home, for the last 4 years. Against all logic that would have screamed, "She's trouble, run!" He had offered her a position as a leader in training. He saw something in her that nobody else did. When teachers turned their back on a girl who was only considered a disruption in the classroom, when parents of schoolmates wouldn't let their kids come to her house because she was from the bad area, and when she was failing classes due to those newfound hobbies, he believed in her. He saw something in her. Little did she know that that summer would be her new beginning, and that Jay Haddad would become a life changer for her from that moment forward. It was through his guidance and his mentorship that she in time made a complete 360 with her life. Graduating high school with honors, where at one point dropping out was the only assumed forecast for her future. Getting into and graduating from the top university in the country for her program. Starting up leadership programs and girls groups across the country, and founded, thanks to the love of camp, a children's camping charity that still to this day sends 20 underprivileged youth to summer camp each summer. And the list goes on. None of which would have been possible had she not had a mentor and had Jay not taken a chance on that little 16-year-old girl. Having a mentor saved her, led her down a path to success, and to this day continues to motivate her on her quest to change the world. That is the benefit, I tell you, in becoming a mentor. And I know this firsthand, because clearly that 16-year-old little girl was me. My life is now... My life is now a constant replay of Pay It Forward, which has led me here today to give back and to be a leader in my newfound extreme passion, especially from this conference, for the Community Foundations of Canada. When you invest in the life of a youth, you are not only investing in that particular youth, but in the community as a whole, the world as a whole. A quote from one of my favorite books, Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom, says it all. Like the ripple effect, a teacher affects eternity. He never knows where his influence stops. So my challenge to you today is to go home, invest in a youth. Please invest in 10. Believe, support, and guide them to be the change, and you'll be forever grateful for the transformative impact they will give to the world in return through those ripples for generations and generations to come.
Growing up, I was given a weekly allowance in the amount of half my age. I was instructed to keep a portion for spending money, a portion for long-term savings, and a portion was to be given for a charitable organization of my choice. In my family, philanthropy and giving was something we just did. It was normal. I chose to donate to causes such as building schools in Nepal and supporting community projects I was interested in. When I decided to donate to the local public library, my parents educated me about funds already set up in the Banff Community Foundation that I could contribute to that would ensure the library would benefit from my substantial donation of probably $30. Not just that year, but for years to come. Even as a young child, I could understand the sense in donating to community foundations. Because of this and my involvement in the community of philanthropy, I chose to start donating my charity jar full of toonies to the Banff Community Foundation. Due to my early education and appreciation for philanthropy within the community foundations, I am here today, ready to lead my generation and generations to come into a life of philanthropy and community involvement. When we learn to give before we learn greed, it becomes a habit, and it's a part of our culture that needs to be fostered. Young donors may not have much to give, but every piece counts, and you never know who will grow up to be a billionaire. Hey, Dad, you owe me $9.50.
Keep them coming.
Alexander Trudeau said yesterday that youth need to take risks and to tell people's stories. We need to hear your stories and for you to take a risk on us too.
Because we will push back against the noise and the nonsense. We will refuse to accept the untruths of party politics because we are at the beginning of something great, something important. And we're hungry. We're starving for change and for honesty. We have an unabashedly sincere desire to do good in this world. We want to create local and national communities that demand sincerity, passion, and creativity with both hands.
We would like to thank and demonstrate our appreciation for this amazing opportunity, exposure, mentorship, and for the scholarships that made it possible for us to be here today. Thank you for believing in us. We can't wait to be involved with Smart and Caring 2017. And we aren't just going to step into the canoe. We are jumping, and we're bringing the elephants too.
Together.
Together.